This is the wall I'm working on. What my intentions are is to put a fireplace, which I have right here, like I have in my other room, right there in the center. We're going to recover all these walls, but first, the first thing I need to do is get this rest of this trim off of here, and I need to get this electrical wire, which I've temporarily had placed on the outside of this wall, and I'm going to feed it down through here. If I got to cut a hole through the sheetrock, I'll do that. I'll probably just cut a hole there, feed it through, cut a hole there, and I'm going to put an outlet somewhere in there because that heater has a plug on it and we want that inside there. I'm not real sure because I want to be able to access this plug. So it may be fine there if this cord will reach that. I have to undo that cord, and that's why I took it out of the box, because I want to know what side the cord is on, and you know, yes, it's on the wrong side. I was hoping it would be on this side. It would be simple. But I still need to reroute this, and I need to do something else with this later down the road, but I'm going to drill through that. There's a junction box there where that cord goes. I'm going to drill through that so I can get the outlet put where I needed it, and we'll go from there. Then I'll start framing this out, get the wall panels on here. You'll see what those are going to look like. So let's go, man. All right, I got all that stuff tore off. Now I'm going to disconnect the electrical. I've been finding myself getting lazy and sitting down. I got to quit doing that. So I got the breaker turned off for all this up here. I can leave it off because there's nothing up here I need until I need heat. But then once I get this off, I'm going to take this shelf here off, and then I'm going to frame all this out for the fireplace, which I took out of the box to measure. And yeah, the cord's on the wrong side. So what I'm going to do is when I put the top on here, I'm going to put that outlet here so I can plug in my TV and everything else, because it's a 4-gain box. So I want to be able to use that. I have no other electrical over here other than this one. And this I will get all changed eventually too. So right now I'm going to work on getting this tore down and moving this outlet, getting this cord unhooked, and worked my way down this way. All right. So I need to feed the wire through this here. And I've got a wire here. I think what I need is some wire clippers. Where are they at? I'm going to tape it to that, pull it through with the wire, fish it through, and where you at, wire clippers? Where you at? I don't see you. I just had you. Here we go. Oh, I just crushed my glasses. That's why I buy them by the case. Alright. So here's the end. And we're going to take this wire. Yeah. I'm going to tape it on right there. Clip that dude. I am making one hellacious mess. And I do not have a microphone, so hopefully it's picking up. Now I'm going to tape this clothes hanger onto this wire as tight as I can get it. And I'm going to pull this through. There we go. I'll just feed it through. There should be plenty of wire to do whatever I need to do. I left myself a bunch extra when I originally wired that outlet. The only unfortunate thing is I had to come through this, and it's going to have to go into the wall from here, so, but I will find some way to cover that up. It's better than going on the outside of the wall all the way around it. And so now we'll leave a little slack there. I've got my junction box, and now we can run this down the wall and out where I can put it on the shelf there. Alright, I had to butcher a couple holes in the wall, but I was able to get that wire run down there. I got the fireplace insert in, and I've got the glass removed. I want to get another piece framed here, get it secure where it won't push in. And then that part will be done. Then we can move on to putting on the wall paneling, getting all that painted. I still am deciding what to do for a top across, all the way across here. I'm probably going to come out further. I don't know yet. We're just going to have to wait and see, but I need to be getting this in because it's going to be cold next week and I need to run it. I still got my fireplace heater over there. It does a good job, but it'd be nice to have this in, have this whole area finished, get this sheetrocked and finished, and move on to something else. All right. I've not been filming a whole lot of this. It's kind of boring. I've got stuff to clean up in here, get stuff out of here. I never use these things. They just store a bunch of junk. Maybe I can start using them more. I don't know. So anyway, we're getting this in. This will be functional here soon. All right. Well, today we're going to run electrical. I got this all in. It's not screwed in permanently yet. I got to take it back out. But I've got these boxes, and since there isn't much room back here for a four gang outlet, I'm just going to put 3 of these single ones in, and these have these brackets, and they'll just mount. I've got to actually bring this up level with this one, so when I lay my top down, so I think another 2x4 on top of this, and then that way these should sit out here about like that. Just enough to get a plug in. So one of these I'm going to use a 20 amp outlet, and then the other 2 are 15. They'll be for TVs and whatever else I plug in. But that fireplace heater's been running out of that outlet for years. And this is the whole thing is run all the way to the box with this 10-2 wire, so it can handle the 1500 watts that these things put out. So this is going to make a big difference here. These fireplace heaters are good. So I'm hoping to get this part done today, get all this on. I haven't determined what I'm going to use for a top yet, but right in here I'm going to put the cedar back on, and I think this goes way back to the wall. I don't need all that. I'll never use that, so I'm going to frame a small little cubby hole there and use the cedar there. So all this will still be cedar, and we're just going to paint this the same color as these walls. You'll see what I'm going to do with this stuff here in a minute. You won't see any of this. Look at that. Mike done. February 19th, 2017. Yeah. Cool, dude. That's what it says. Cool, dude. All right, let's get busy, man. Well, as always, things don't always work out the way you want them. There was not enough room in here to put these plugs because I still got to add a 1/4 inch sheet here. And there was no way you could get something plugged in. So I just put one 15 amp there for TV, whatever else. And then this is for the heater. I kind of wanted that hidden, but it's not going to be a big deal to run this up here and plug it in. So that's for the heater. So right now, let me get my tester, and we'll go plug this guy in. Where is it? This is my electrical bag. Isn't it organized? That's what I need. Let's go flip the breaker and turn this on and make sure everything's good. And this room here is next. I'm going to finish this stuff up. Let's see. Was it this one? Well, it didn't trip, so that's always a good sign when it don't trip. And I don't see sparks flying. Yeah. Alright. I thought I had another one of these testers. Let's see. 2 on the end. Which one's good? Correct. 2 yellows. That one's correct. That one's correct. Alright. Now we got electric back over here. Alright, now I got to do some more. Worst video I ever made. Haven't been filming. So I had a piece there, and I had them electrical outlets here. Well, it didn't work because when I went to put the glass on, it covered the outlets. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to put the outlets up here. Down in here, I'm putting like a mantle on here. I got this piece cut. So I'm going to cut another piece now to go across here. And I'm going to attach these outlets here. So they'll be kind of hidden, which is the way I wanted it in the first place. So let me get this done. I am rushing like you wouldn't believe. I got a lot to winterize today. It's going to be very cold. So let's get this done. All right, I got them side pieces on. I've got the mantle top cut. Now, this will be temporary till I get my shop and get my router and all that, and I can make a really nice one. For now, I'm just going to paint it over here. Move the outlets to here, and that'll be good because this I'll be able to plug in here easy. They're out of the way. The cord for the heater won't be exposed. So now I'm going to go get the glass, put it on here, and then we'll place that on here, and then I'm going to start cutting these wall boards to put on. Hopefully we got no problems. All right, I got to hook up this cord. I don't know what this does. Probably a safety feature where you can't run the fireplace without it being hooked up. So they don't want you running it with the cover off. All right, I got all these little rocks in there. Now let's see how this is going to fit. I guess that's it. Now I gotta see if I can push the whole gizmo in. There. Without breaking it. Alright. I guess that's as far as she'll go. Alright, man, that's gonna look nice. We're gonna turn this on in a minute. Let me get back and look at her. Get me, you guys. I've got another mess in here. Man, it kind of don't look level. It kind of don't look level. Where's my level? That's probably because I got this on crooked. I know that's level across here. I'm going to pull this back off and see what I can do. All right, that's much better. And now it fits all the way. I didn't have this top corner in all the way, so it wasn't level. These things got to kind of go in at the same time and then down. These are pretty easy to install. If you want them in the wall, you got to build a little frame. Put all these little rocks that I spilled all over the place in there. Gives it that ambiance. You know what I mean? That ambiance. So we're going to cut the tops for these. I'm going to have a hole here. Probably just going to use this cedar. Got a whole bunch of that. And then we'll put the covers back on, flip the breaker, plug the fireplace in. Then I'm going to go out and move on to the well and some other things I need to do. All right, power's back on. Everything's good. Let's plug this dude in. I hope it ain't green like that all the time. All right, let me find, where are my glasses? They're on my head. Well, that's pretty cool. The other one doesn't have that. Let's play with it. Let's play with it. Color. Red. Ooh, I like that. At nighttime, I like to have a red one on because oh yeah, that's nice. Okay. And you can change the color of that other one too, I guess. Yeah, see? That's cool. This has more features than the other one I have. All right, let's check the heat. Make sure we don't blow no speakers. Well, I see sparking going on in there. Oh, that's from that. Nice thing is, these blow down. So I was worried about this. I was wondering if I'd have to put some metal flashing or something under here, and I still might. We'll see. They don't get that hot, but it's blowing downward, so I don't feel any heat coming up here. And if anything, this helps push the heat out. So we got some good heat. We got that initial brand new heat smell. All right, let me crank this dude full power. I guess, let's see, this has got a timer speed for the flames. That's what I put it on slow when I'm watching TV because it distracts you, man. I like it. Ooh, that's cool. I like that blue with that red flame. Let's speed that flame up. This has a more realistic looking flame on it than the other one. So I need to really, let me turn this. It's hard to tell what's going on in here because this, okay, yeah, it's just doing the reflection. Well, I like that. I'm going to stand back and take a gander at it. Oh, yeah, boy, that's going to add class to the fireplace. Yeah, or to the living room. I don't remember what I paid for this. They're like $300. I don't know. But man, do they heat up the cabin. The other one in that room, it gets toasty in there. It heats up the dog apartment and the cabin. So I've got a lot of winterization to do today, so I'm going to wait on this. But on this video, you'll still see that happen because I'm only filming the entire project now. So what we did, we moved the outlets here, which is much better. I can still get stuff plugged in. When I put the cap on, or the cap on this, which I'll probably use the old ones I had, I'll cut that hole out. And then over here, the same thing. The way I had it up here, that would have looked terrible with the cords. I had to drill a hole through for the cord for this heater. So whenever you put these in, keep in mind, before you start doing anything, look to see which side the cord's on. This is on this side. It's always the opposite side of what I need. So this is going to look nice. So when I get, all I need left to do on this thing is put these caps on, put the wall paneling that I'm using, and then we'll tear this wall off and get it on that one. It's going to be just like it. And then I'm painting it. I'm going to paint this wall the same color as these, which will brighten it up a lot in here. You can already see with just the white how bright it is. That's why I never finished that sheetrock, because I was going to put stuff over it. So, but at least we got rid of that power cord that was running down that way, and I got to figure a way to do this. Probably get some conduit and make it look better. But we're going to peck away at this stuff a little bit at a time. I need to get some sheetrock for that wall. I may do that in the same stuff, but I don't have enough right now. I only got 5 sheets. Wow, that looks really good. Let's turn this light off a second. It looks really good. I like it. I might have to start watching TV in here again. And when I put the TV back on, I'm going to, I don't really know what I'm going to do. I'm going to probably build out a small frame here so that the TV mounts flat. Before I had it at an angle, and I didn't like that. So there we go. Okay, next thing you see, we'll be starting to put these on, but probably be a few days from now. All right, I've been absolutely horrible about filming this. And I got the wall board up. I don't really care for it much. But I'm going to trim it out in cedar. We're going to do some things. We're going to make this look a lot better. I'm very upset because the pieces have a lot of flaws in them. Well, I can't really see where that one is, but we'll make it look good. But this mantle, it ain't going to work, man. So I'm going to take you out there and show you what I'm going to craft a new mantle out of. And I got to get these pieces better than what I have. I'll try to film better. I haven't done this in a while, guys. Come on. Give me a break. So as you can see, I got rid of a couple of recliners, one in the dog apartment. I got rid of this one. I gave them to somebody. We're going to get rid of this one, and I'm going to buy a short love seat for here, probably a brown leather one. But let's get to work on this. This will probably be an all-day project doing this mantle. I'll show you what I'm going to make it out of, and then I'll show it to you when it's done. And we still got to get this wall. Haven't decided if I want to sheetrock that. Probably will. And get some knobs on these cabinet doors. I'm just gonna. The problem is I'm out of cedar, so I'm going to have to take some out of the bathroom. I'm redoing that anyway to make the trim for this. So let's go outside. I'll show you what we got. All right, I've got this cedar slab that I am going to cut a mantle out of. Now this thing is plenty long enough. We're going to probably use this live edge right here. I'm going to leave some of this bark on and we'll polyurethane it, but I have a lot of sanding to do. Now first I got to get this cut to the proper size. It looks like it's going to have some beautiful grain in it. This is going to make a very nice mantle. It's probably going to be about 12 inches wide. And I already forgot the measurement. 54 1/4 long, which is way longer or shorter than what this is. So I'm hoping to have this section here. I might find something to do with that. I don't like wasting these nice slabs. I didn't have one long enough. I do have a few slabs in my pile over here somewhere. As you can see, there's some over there in the corner. Actually, that one might work for the one in the den, but I don't have any cedar in that room. And there's a few more slabs buried in this. I ain't about to pull that up. Well, hello, girl. Did you want to be on this channel too? You might as well. You're on all the other channels. Yeah, she's my helper. Okay, let's get to work. I got it cut to length. Now I need to cut it to width. But when you're doing stuff like this, with the live edge, with the curviness, you got to make sure that you're at your lowest point, you're still 12 inches to cover, you know, you don't want the mantle being into the frame on one part and overhanging on another. So it kind of looks like it's off center, but this is when I go to cut this and put it on there, it's going to fit just fine. We'll do a dry fit before I get busy sanding on anything. So I need to cut this, and the only way I can cut it is with my circular saw, which doesn't go all the way through. So I got to flip it, score it on the other side as well. I'll put you on time lapse for that. It ought to be interesting. Cheap batteries. Alright, when you buy those aftermarket batteries, they get hot too quick. Nice thing about cedar, doesn't matter how long and how old it is, how long it's been sitting out in the weather, you can always make it beautiful. We'll see when we're done here. All right, now let's flip this dude on over. This is going to be fun determining where to mark this. All right, where's my T-square? Alright, so we go there. It's almost through. It's right through here. luck, we'll get it pretty square. Now come aside. Ain't perfect, but it'll work. We'll take it in there and dry fit it. See how nice that wood comes back once you cut into it. Alright, let me get this cleaned up now. I could have put this on my table saw, but it's just too heavy. Now I can probably straighten it up on my table saw. I hope. Alright, before I waste my entire day sanding, let's dry fit this and see get an idea how she's gonna look. Oh yeah, guys, this is, you know, I was trying to find me a slab around here yesterday, and I gave Anson and Anson and Gladys my chairs, and he said he looked at this, he said, boy, you need a slab for that. And I said, yeah, but I don't have one. He had one, and man, let's get a good look at this. Now you just wait till this is all sanded. That is what this needed. Yeah, it is. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand this for a long time. Get it down smooth. We're leaving the live edge. I will polyurethane that. It'll look good. We'll trim it up a little bit. But it will look nice. And this will be polyurethane. It'll look somewhat like that. Well, it will look like that. This has got some really nice green and knots in it. Ah, I like it. I like it. Yeah. It doesn't need to be any fancier than that. Alright, let's get busy sanding. I ain't going to film that part. I'll come back every now and then and show you my progress. But we got a nice tight fit back there. I don't even have to do anything. I can back that screw out and it'll suck this board out to it. It looks good, man. That's perfect fit. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, here's where the magic happens. Let's see where we're at on this. I still got a lot of sanding to do, but we're gonna see what the grains are looking like and blow this thing off here. I know you want one of these, don't you? They are handy. Now I'm going over this originally with 100 grit. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna go too smooth, and I'm only using linseed oil on it. But I want to see where the bad spots are. I want to get most of the saw blade marks out. Not all of them. I want some in there for character. This is going to be a nice piece, man. I just got a damp cloth here. Oh yeah. Sand it down a little more. See, I got some saw blade marks there through here. Some are worse than others, but I want a few in there. Like there's some blue in here. That's good. Oh yeah. I'll let that dry a little bit and then I'll sand some more. Probably go to 80 grit after that, or 150 grit. And we'll be good. I'm not going too crazy on it. Because the rest of the house is rough cedar. So I don't want it to look like a mirror. Yeah, that's a fine specimen, I tell you. And then I got to work on the ends here. Don't have to worry about the back. Good there. That's a beautiful, beautiful hunk of cedar. That's gonna look fine in the house. Fine. Got to sand on the end some. Alright, because this is going to have a heat source right underneath of it, that electric fireplace, I went ahead and I hated to, but I had to go ahead and strip that bark off because that stuff is very, very flammable. And even though that thing blows downward, I don't want to take the chance. So once I get some linseed oil on all this, it'll still look good. So I'm ready for linseed oil. I think I'm going to leave these saw blade marks. They kind of give it character. You know, I don't want it to be perfectly smooth and finished. So the next part is going to make all the difference. Don't fall off there, guys. We're going to put you on here. All right. This is just boiled linseed oil. Puts a really nice. I used to polyurethane this stuff, but I like this better. Dries very quickly and you're done with it. Let's just pour a little on there. And it's natural. There's no massive chemicals in it. Alright, I hope this dye on this rag doesn't bleed through. Oh yeah, man. Just go with the grain. Go with the grain. Smells good too, and I think you could eat this if you wanted to. But I don't do seed oils anymore. Probably poured too much. Oh, she's pretty, that's for sure. You just do the whole bunch. Rub it in that wood. Get in these knot holes. It's kind of got that rough cut wavy look. I like that. Don't you fall over boiled linseed oil. Oh yeah, that's gonna do all right. Protects it. This is what I used on my handrail on my stairs, and it hasn't worn out yet. Pretty stuff. All I'm going to do to attach this is I'm going to drill 2 holes, one here, one here. That's all I need, because I want to be able to remove this if I got to replace that fireplace, which is made in China. You know I'll have to replace it probably in 2 years. And that's it. Let me get some on the sides. That kind of rough there. I'm gonna go ahead and put some on the back, even though you won't see it. Keep critters off of it. Oh, this is gonna be beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, we'll give this a little bit to dry. I might do another coat once this soaks in a little, and we'll go put it in. Listen, lid, get on there. Alright, well, we've got this all set. Now, I didn't put any nails, any screws in this. I took some silicone, laid it down underneath, and then I put some clear silicone under here, and this dude ain't going nowhere. I got this piece back in with the outlet. It ain't the best, scenario, but I'll put something here and block it. Drilled a hole up through there and put the cord for the fireplace. And I've been painting on this. I haven't worked on this in a few days. This whole video has been over the course of a few weeks. I still got some painting to do, and it's real tough getting into these, man, with a roller. You can see there. So I need to get another coat on here. I did take some caulk and some of these bad spots that were in the wood, so it's looking better. And once I get all this trimmed out in cedar, this is going to look much better. I'll have to see how I like this color, but it's the same color we got up there. I guess it's going to be okay. It's going to have a big 55 or 60 inch TV, right? Whatever the heck that is there. But it's going to cover a big area. Now, I decided I didn't build out anything special here. I'm just going to put it back the way it was, angled with the wall, because I like that. Because when you're sitting here and you're reclined back, it's just perfect. So, and then I think I showed this in a previous clip. Got the fireplace going. I really like it. And we've had some pretty cold days. That thing will warm this living room up. It does blow very warm. And it kind of blows downward. So nothing is really hitting any of this. Now, I'm going to make some laser engravings to put on this right here. I don't know what yet, but it's going to look really nice. I'm going to get some knobs. I have some knobs to put on these cabinets. We're going to get it cleaned up good. But I'm going to end the video here because there's too many damn clips. And we'll pick up on the next video. This will be the first video for this channel. And it's a terrible one. I know, I'm out of practice. But most people just want to see the work. They don't care about, a bunch of talk. And I have to decide what I'm going to do here. Am I going to put more of this? I think I'm just going to get one sheet of sheetrock and do like I did these walls in here. And then we're going to be done with this wall, and then we can come over here to finish this one. This is actually going to be hopefully my trim pieces, because I'm out of cedar. So I've got to come up with cedar, and I'm out. So, but I do have cedar in the bathroom that I'm going to take down that I might use in there too. But it came out good, and we'll pick up on the next one and finish this thing up. Thanks for watching. Happy trails.